This was the Sewer Authority Midcoastside regular board meeting. It's January 8th, 2024, and it is 7:02. Call to order, roll call, please.
Director Penrose.
Here.
Director Nye.
Here.
Director Ruddock.
Here.
Director Decker.
Here.
Director Clark.
Present.
Sheriff Slater Connor.
Present. Special order of the day for the election of SAM board officers. I'd like to make an outgoing comment as the chair. So I'm going to do that. Good evening. 2023 was a long, busy year for SAM. We all got a lot done. The board has updated many of its policies and added new ones to adapt to current conditions. Team SAM did lots of planning and prep for this year's storms. SAM successfully recovered $700,000 from FEMA. More funding is expected soon. SAM has developed a hydraulic flow model using past flow conditions and potential future flood conditions. It is complete and will be presented on January 22nd. Critical new equipment has been installed at the plant, especially the updated aeration basins and lots of other important things, but the aeration basins are critical to as the lungs of the plant. A bus duct, the main electrical connection powering the entire SAM facility, was replaced. This was covered by insurance. SAM once again received the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence for Financial Reporting. It has come a long way from the years of being deficient in annual audits for 3 years. SAM now has an excellent financial team. In addition, the audit, the 2023 audit with the new auditor, was completed in time to apply for this Certificate of Achievement in Excellence in Financial Reporting for 2024. I look forward to the progress continuing. The good news is that 2024 has started out quietly, unlike the last 2 New Years. But this next week, we will have 2 king tides with a high wind event that will test our team and our equipment. The long-delayed Princeton Pump Station design and construction has begun. With a willingness on the part of the board to fully budget to improve the badly designed, antiquated, hazardous facility, we must get that done as soon as possible. The force mains have been somewhat repaired in the years since the big 2017 spill that happened in Grenada in the SAM force main. But last year, a huge spill happened with a break in the SAM force main in Moss Beach. We are awaiting the decision on fines from the regional board. Unfortunately, there have been differing opinions on how to repair this final portion of the IPS. I am hoping this board can come together to repair and fund the pipe as needed with the most reliable, up-to-date materials available. The plant's needs are always ongoing. We need to replace a failed boiler, and I could go on with a long list, but I won't bore you. The digesters are, as you know, are long past due for cleaning. I hope we can protect the hazardous electrical structure in the mechanical building by moving them or elevating the building. I want to give my deepest thanks to this board for the work we've gotten done and to Team SAM for all of your loyalty and public service. Thank you very much. You've been a pleasure to work with. And so let's move on to the election of SAM board officers. Typically, Grenada would follow Montera for the chair. And does one of you have a preference?
I would like to nominate Barbara Dye.
That was good to hear. Thank you.
Yes.
Is Barbara elected without objection?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yay, Barbara.
Yeah.
Take over now.
Thank you very much.
I would like to nominate Deborah Ruddock for vice chair.
Gee, I was going to nominate you.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. That's why I said it first.
I will second it. Deborah's always done a good job. Thank you.
And should we vote on each
Is it without objection?
without objection?
Without objection.
Without objection.
Excellent.
And I'd like to nominate Peter for treasurer, and I would like to assist as in the secretarial part of that office.
Anyone have any objection?
None.
No objections?
Thank you.
None.
Yay,
New slate of officers.
Thank you.
Congratulations to everyone.
congratulations. Yay.
Well, we should do I guess we should probably do a voice vote on the slate as stated. Is that okay?
Okay, let's do a voice vote on the slate as stated. We have a second, so let's do a roll call.
Director Penrose,
Aye.
Director Dye,
Aye.
Director Roddick,
Aye.
Director Decker,
Aye.
Director Slater Carter,
Yes,
Director Clark.
Aye.
unanimous, just like we knew it would be.
We have a speaker.
And, we do have a speaker, Carlisle.
It's for public comment, I guess.
I was
Okay.
not, I had my hand raised, but then you guys were told by Jeremy to do the voice vote. Anyway, I just wanted to say in the very beginning, when you guys were all just chatting before the meeting started, it was super sharp and clear and it looked much better than past meetings. And the audio seems a lot better too. But then at one point they zoomed out and it was really fuzzy again. Are you guys using the OWL still?
No.
No,
Okay. All right. Well, I just want to say it looks so much better. It sounds so much better. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, take care.
Well, I can stay here.
Oh, okay.
I think it doesn't really make that much difference. And I'd like to say I look forward to a good year. I hope we can all work together productively. I know there are a lot of needs at SAM and a lot of things that we need to work together on. And I'm looking forward to a good productive year for all of us and for Team SAM. So, ready for public comment? Does anyone have anything they'd like to say about an item that is not on the agenda? Sid.
Hi, me again.
Yeah.
I was speaking as a citizen and not a MWSD board member. I was wondering, I saw that tomorrow at the Board of Supervisors on the consent agenda, they're planning to approve a purchase of a 50-acre Bay Cities vacant. Well, it's where the old Bay Cities nursery was. It's mostly greenhouses now, but I guess in the future they might want to put in some housing, etc. But it's not all within the city limits of Half Moon Bay, and I therefore wonder if it's on any kind of a sewer at all. So if you want to address that, if anybody happens to know, because I know, we're all concerned about the flows and the excess usage and everything. So that's my question, if you can answer it. If not, I'll ask tomorrow at the Board of Supervisors. Thank you.
Yeah, I can answer that, if that's okay with the chair.
Yes.
So they have their own packaged sewer plant on site. And initially it was thought that it would be easy to hook up to the sewer line at Miramontes Point Road, but it would be it's going to be a lot harder than they thought. So it's going to be a little more expensive. But they may find a way to, renovate the existing packet plant and use it. But I don't think it's going to be able to serve the intended use. So they're going to end up, having to connect around the intersection of Miramontes Point Road and Highway 1.
Thank you, Deborah.
Interesting to know. Thank you. All right. Anything else? Any other comments? So we move on to the consent agenda. Does anyone want to pull anything from the consent agenda?
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Second. Any further discussion? We have a roll call, please.
Director Clark,
Aye.
Director Penrose,
Aye.
Director Slater Carter,
Yes,
Director Roddick,
Yes,
Director Decker,
Aye.
Chair Dye.
Yes. All right. Moving on to regular business. Establish Board Operations Committee and Finance Committee as standing committees, set time and place for the meetings, and appoint directors.
Yeah, so back to the routine of establishing the board operations committee and the finance committee. We have the board operations committee currently headed by Director Penrose, Director Clark, and Director Slater Carter. And the last year we were meeting on the first Tuesday of every month at 9 a.m. There was a suggestion by the board members, by the ad hoc committee directors, that we change it to the second Wednesday at 11 a.m. So if it's in agreement with the directors, then we can change it for this year to the second Wednesday at 11 a.m. Board Ops Committee.
Anyone
It's a
have-
good committee. Why don't we just leave it alone and change their date?
I like that.
I like that too.
We've worked well together and we've gotten a lot done.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave the committee as it is and just change the meeting times and date. Okay, perfect.
So
And
say again when the meeting times are the,
second
Second Wednesday.
at 11 a.m.
okay, thanks.
Then we have the finance committee meeting, which is currently headed by Director Ruddock, Director Slater Carter, and Director Dye.
I'd like to stay on.
I'd like Peter to take my place there.
Okay.
I'd like to stay on,
Okay.
but I would like to ask if we could change the time to 11.
I liked the 11 myself.
Fine.
Okay.
I always forget that it's at 10.
So it'll be the third Thursday of every month at 11 a.m.
And B, we're not having a SAM Ops committee this month.
No.
Good, thanks.
Okay, so the finance meeting will be Thursday of every month at 11 a.m. and the members will be Director Ruddock, Dye, and Director Decker.
Do we need a motion for this, these committees?
That's Jeremy question.
Jeremy, do we need?
You
a
know,
motion?
that would be best. I mean, ultimately the chair appoints, but having the board ratify it's probably a good way to go.
Okay, I move that the board ops committee stay as populated and move to the second Wednesday at 11 a.m. and the finance committee become meeting on the third Thursday at 11 a.m. with directors Decker, Ruddock, and Dye.
Is there a second? Second.
Second.
And we have a roll call, please. Any further discussion? We have a roll call, please.
Director Clark,
Aye.
Director Penrose,
Aye.
Director Slater Carter,
Yes.
Director Ruddock,
Yes.
Director Decker,
Aye.
Chair Dye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right. Any further there? Moving on to general manager's report for November.
Yes, you have the complete packet. Is there any questions? Staff is here to answer any clarification, give any clarifications or answer any questions. But I also wanted to give an update to the board about a couple of things which happened during Christmas and during New Year. We lost power at the plant due to PG&E line. There was a transformer problem outside the plant, which led to the power failure at the plant, and we lost the power for quite some time, for more than 16 hours, I guess.
Was the first one was 19 hours.
Yeah, 19 hours. So it was all through the night. The staff had to actually come and monitor the plant because our permit requires that we should have a backup of a backup. Like if it was running on a generator, then we should have a backup, either a backup generator or should have somebody manually monitoring it. So in such a short notice, we couldn't get another rental generator. So we had staff working round the clock, and the power was restored the following days, sometime in the afternoon, probably. And then subsequent to that, a few days later, again, we had another power outage, the PG&E outage again. And then that was there for a couple of hours, 13 hours, but we didn't have.
Oh, just a few.
Yeah, we didn't have anybody stay overnight, so that went out okay. But these frequent outages of starting and stopping the generator and getting PG&E power also plays a lot of havoc on our programmable logic controls cards. We almost lost one of the cards. These cards are antique cards. I mean, these are not available readily in the market. We buy it through eBay, and it's anybody's guess what their cost would be. So we are in the process of replacing the entire system. That will come up as a CIP project in the next year. But these are a couple of things which we face every time we have a PG&E outage or we have a power surge and damage the electrical system.
I discussed this with you. I knew this had happened, and I have a question. It's a silly question, but isn't there some kind of giant surge protector that you could put on Sam?
I don't know if we have those surge protectors, but I don't know how well they can take care of it in the PLC part of it.
Yeah.
I
For
think
equipment wise, sorry.
I think they mediate surges, but not outages.
But the issue is really the surge after the outage is the problem. It's what messes up the cards, right?
Could be both.
Could be both. Okay.
Could be if
Just
it's
curious.
brown. If
Yeah.
it's brown, it'll try to draw, and it could do that too.
They're pretty complex.
Yes, of course they are, but there's a question. Legitimate question. And I just want to express my appreciation, and I think the whole board, for the people who came and stayed here during the holidays when they would much rather have been with their families. They were here to provide the monitoring of the generator. So thank them and thank you to everyone here.
Sure.
Yeah, I think the entire council would like just to say thank you to them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Here, here.
Yes.
I think Greg did this.
Okay. It looks like Sid's hand was maybe up first. Did you want to speak to this again or no? Greg?
No, I forgot to put it down. Sorry, guys.
Okay, Greg, please.
I wanted to provide an update on something that I just became aware of. You may recall that we had asked the county to fund a feasibility study for a community broadband network, and we never got an answer. But and you may recall the state dropped working with Becker and SU, we got ourselves back in. I'm informed today that there's a notice of a pending CDP permit for installing the California Middle Mile broadband. And it looks like it's going to be both Highway 92, which is a surprise to me, and Highway 1, which is what I was expecting from the
Great.
So now the long-term implications are we still need a carrier. And we were discussing forming our own, and the county hasn't answered our request for funding a feasibility study. But I wanted you to know at least the state is moving forward on creating the essential backbone infrastructure. I'm sure it'll be a few years, but that's better news than being dropped out of the picture. I did have one question. As Catherine pointed out, we're facing king tides with strong winds, and then we also have a king tide day, I think February 9th. And we are aware at the MCC of severe erosion that's occurred. Well, I don't know if I should say severe, but erosion on that road at Surfers Beach. And so my question is, do we have a contingency for what happens if we lose a lane of Highway 1? Does that affect the IPS? Is the IPS on the east side or the west side of that road? And, what happens if it breaks at Surfers Beach because of unusual storm activity or there's a saltwater intrusion? I'm just curious what we're planning or thinking about should that happen.
I address that. It's on the east side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I mean, maybe it will be only the power problem. I don't expect any major problems on the pipeline per se.
Nothing.
The IPS is located on the east side, the far east side of the Caltrans right of way in that area.
It goes through the Burnham Strip and then goes up there. So it's pretty far from the current coastline.
The closest part that's gravity line is where the new bathroom is going in, right at the most northern part of Surfers Beach there. Aside from that, yes, that's on the west side. That's on the west side, right where the new bathroom is. And then by the stoplights on the other end, it crosses over.
So it does a big U-turn,
It crosses over. Yeah, it sort of crosses over. But
So it crosses over to the east side.
it does cross over to the east side. So the IPS, which I think is what Greg's question was, the IPS is actually on the east side already. It crosses over from the west side by the north end of the airport, and then it travels on the east side all the way down past the lights. But there are gravity sections that pick up Sam's Chowder House and Beach House and that, where that makes a 90 right by the corner of the new bathrooms. That's all gravity.
And that's Half Moon Bay, isn't it?
That would be considered the cherry stub, yes.
All right.
Yeah, but I think it's managed by Granada.
The sewer part is for not, in Granada.
Yes.
Greg, how much of 92 is the state talking about covering for broadband?
According to what I read, and it's only a summary sheet, from Highway 35 all the way over to Highway 1. So that would be near the reservoir, Crystal Springs, I think.
And then along Highway 1, how far south? Or
I don't
It
think it
says
goes.
92. It doesn't say further south than 92.
It doesn't.
I thought you said Highway 1.
Yeah, but through the
It's
town.
Highway 1 down to Highway 92.
Okay, so it won't head south of 92.
No.
But it'll give us
No, you-
double redundancy to come down through the tunnel, and it'll be great. That'll be a huge improvement. So thank you for all the MCC did to make that happen. And you.
It hasn't happened yet, but I do
I know.
appreciate your thoughts. I appreciate your support.
Great.
Well, and I want to thank the general manager. There is a memo that this board got from our legal counsel. And so I asked to have all of the public records of the ERF agreement put on the SAM website so that we could have them conveniently in one place.
Right.
And thanks to the hard work of the SAM office staff, that has been done. And so it's available to the public as well as all the board members that we serve with. And because it's a very complex issue and very important. So this is all simply a compilation of public records.
Great. Anything further under general manager's report?
That's all.
I have a question.
Yes.
Yes.
I noted on the daily summaries that on November 20th, the primary sludge pump 2 failed, and it was serviced and put back in order. And then it failed again on the 23rd, and it was also put back into service. I'm not sure what was done to it. And then it failed on the 27th. Or no, I shouldn't say, I don't know if it failed on the 27th. The note on that day says that the mechanics were looking at sludge pump 2. And that's all it says, is that the mechanics were looking at it. So what was the problem, and is it fixed?
Yes, the short answer is it's fixed. The problem was that when the area downstairs in the pipe gallery was flooded, it had tripped, so the pump was running and then it got a fault, and the guys went down into the pipe gallery and they looked at everything, and it would run in hand, and they couldn't figure out why exactly it was faulting. So they reset it, they put it back into service. That's when you saw it the second day it ran, and it faulted again. Again, they look at it and they go, "Oh, I'm not sure what, it seems like everything's fine. On the surface, everything looks good," because it was actually inside the motor windings and everything that got wet. And then it finally ultimately failed. It was swapping out the motor, replacing the motor. Now it's golden.
Yeah, so during the winter storm event, December 31st and January 1, so these things come up after many months, as and when you operate the motors or pumps. After a couple of months, we find that it was wet and it was able to operate, but now it no longer operates, or it gets shorted up. This is one of the cases where the storm event occurred on January 1, where the plant got flooded, the pipe gallery got flooded, and one after the other, couple of equipments need to be replaced.
It actually worked for a pretty long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Thank you.
impressed.
I'm glad to hear that. And this illustrates the value of having extra parts on site.
Yes, so you had a spare phone. You had to get a spare phone.
We had to get a motor. Unfortunately, for
Sorry.
some motors, we fairly easy access them. Considered without it for days, it's not going to kill us. And since we don't have storage here, we found that some of the smaller motors were better off having outside resources if we know they have them in stock and we can get them, because they have better warehouses that are, air conditioned or whatever, air controlled, so that the motors don't get all buggered up. Because if we have them here, we just don't have good storage in the salt water and everything, and they get messed up. So,
What is the status of the sludge pump system in its entirety? Is it good, fair, needs replacement, needs repair, needs replacement?
that's actually one of the CIP projects that we have this year. We're in the process of installing it. Yeah,
So we need to include that in this year's budget.
I think it's already in there.
We've initiated the purchase of.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's moving forward.
Sid, did you want to comment on this item?
I wanted to ask Tim, are people safe? Well, you mentioned there was a short and then they have to climb down in and try to analyze it. I mean, that scares me. I'm not a, electrician or anything, but I assume there's electricity involved with these pumps.
So we pretty much have a standing rule. If there's an area where there is electricity, very much like when the plant got flooded, if the area is flooded where you have to work, you're not going in there. I don't care what's going on. There's no human body that's going to go somewhere where there's active electricity and standing water. It's just not happening. So we wait until the area is dry, which it was in this case. It was already sumped out. It was already dry. The floors were already dry. Everything was fine. It just happened to be that the motor finally gave up the ghost after 11 months.
Oh, well, I'm so glad to hear that. It's reassuring. Thank you. And stay safe, guys. Thank you.
Yep.
Anything further on the GM report? Moving on
That's it.
to attorney's report.
Says none.
Well, that's right. Exactly the report I have. Other than say Happy New Year and looking forward to working with you all in 2024.
Director's report. Your director's reports. Topics for future board considerations. All right, so we'll convene in closed session, close the public session.
Yeah, we need to break for 5 minutes.
We'll break for 5 minutes to make the change.